I'm going to talk about something that I haven't talked about in a long time. So here goes. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new around here, welcome. My name is Randazzo and I am a chemistry teacher in New Jersey. The purpose of my channel is really to just offer some inspiration. Of course, inspiration for teaching chemistry, but for all you non-chemistry teachers out there, I want to provide inspiration for technology integration, student-centered learning, differentiated learning, and of course, organization. It's been a long time since I've talked about my cart in any of my videos, and yes, I am still teaching chemistry on a cart. Out of all the things I've done in my job, probably the most difficult thing, the most stressful thing that I've ever had to do is confine my teaching life into this one little cart. And that's why I don't have one, I actually have three. So I bring this up because this week my students were engaged in a bunch of different learning activities. In particular, this is my Intermolecular Forces station activities that the students were working on. This year I am teaching both honors chemistry and college prep chemistry, and of course I am doing different activities in both classes. You would not believe the amount of stress that I have been under to try to make sure that all my students are taken care of in terms of their needs with all the materials that they work with. It has been a crazy, stressful week. But I think I do have some advice for those of you that are still teaching from a cart and just waiting for the day that you will finally get your own classroom. I'll say that one of the best things that you can do to make sure that you have the peace of mind in knowing that your activities are set up is make sure that you set up all your equipment out on the cart. For me, whenever my students are doing any kind of lab activity, it's really important that you set up everything. So I don't leave anything behind, unless of course it's like really big. Like, so for example, if I need a drying oven or something like that, I would not obviously move that to a classroom unless the classroom I was in didn't have it. But I have invested in these green baskets that organize everything that I need, and so that the students have complete access to the contents of those baskets so that they have everything that they need to perform the lab activity. The other thing that is really helpful for me, especially because I'm on so many carts, is having a cart for each individual thing that I'm doing with the kids. So for example, I have my normal cart, and that's like my normal cart is my cart for classroom supplies, any handouts that I'm giving to the students for the day, passes, really anything that the students might want to use, like a hole punch or tape or a stapler. But this is my everyday cart that I use constantly. Like, I wouldn't be able to go to class without it. A second cart that I have is actually for my whiteboarding materials. So my students do a lot of modeling. My product line is Phenomenaling in my Teachers Pay Teacher store. So we do a lot of modeling based activities, basically coming up with explanations for phenomenon. And so basically the cart really allows me to be able to make everything mobile so that I have my whiteboards on there. I also have my markers and I have my erasing wipes. So having the ease of use to just be able to pull it through, I actually have it in a storage area, just be able to pull it through the area and move it into the classroom makes it really, really easy. And then I have a third cart that I use for labs. So the lab cart is just for labs. It's a very big cart. It's bigger than all the other ones. I use it for labs. I use it for station learning. And within that cart, I actually have baskets for every single station or every single lab station that the kids are working on. So this week I mentioned they were working on stations. I believe there was a total of 13 stations that they were working on for our Intermolecular Forces unit. And each station had a basket. And so that allowed me to put everything out very quickly because I could be in as many as 4 rooms on any particular day. It is crazy. It really is. But I used to get really upset about it, and sometimes I do because I feel like it appears as if I'm disorganized, but really, like, I am working as hard as I possibly can to make sure that everything is out and ready for the kids. And I think after them seeing kind of what I'm going through, I think they realize it. So if there's any piece of advice that I can give you as you kind of go through this, because it is really tough. I get it. I would just say, just take a deep breath, be calm. You're going to be able to get your stuff into the classroom, hopefully. And sometimes, when the kids are kind of a little bit more aware of what's going around, make sure that you allow them to help you, because everybody needs help. And so I would just encourage you to keep doing the best possible job that you can do, and just know that your students are incredibly lucky to have you. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will check in with you next week.